going to wear them, and then they were going to take a picture. Nobody explained to him that for a Chinese man to wear a green hat means he's been cheated on by his wife. A very, very simple mistake of not knowing the culture. It's the same thing. One of the teachers gave a retiring professor a clock. And to give a Chinese a clock as a retiring gift or as a birthday gift reminds them that they only have a little time left to go. So these are, you know, there's I have hundreds of those that I could tell you about that are mistakes and errors that they have. So, learn another language, read about the culture, spy first, travel later, thanks to the internet. Consider a wingman, that's somebody that will help you with it. Bring appropriate gifts, and I could go on for an hour on that. Take photos if you're going to make connections there. Match the faces with the names because it is difficult. And if you pull out your wallet and you've got lots of family, kids' pictures and pictures of your wife and so on, they think you're a pretty good guy. You're probably going to do business right there. Okay? And I'll skip over that. And I'll skip over toasting except to give you one hint of the toasting, and then I promise Jeff I'll shut up. If we're toasting each other, okay? So, Ganbai, okay? Now, you stand up and we're toasting. And I'm toasting you. I will do this, okay? This means I'm lower than you. And so you have to bring yours down lower than mine. That means you respect, no, I'll do this. So when you see the Chinese doing this thing like the hands on the baseball bat, that's because I'm demonstrating your importance relative to mine. You never toast equal. You show I have more respect for you than you give for me. Well, folks, I'm sorry, that's all we have at time.
We got some questions? Go ahead, Don.
Just on that John Deere hat thing.
Yes?
And all the disappointed wives and so on, do you think that's where the originality of the Dear John letter?
Sergeant at Arms? Fine here. I know. That was the joke. Any serious questions?
Great.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
It's not
Not a question, more a comment. I've been fortunate enough to have been to China myself, and I'm sure there are a number of other people in this room have also. But what you can't, even yourself doing this, what you cannot describe to people is the numbers. Like it's when we talk about 2 billion people, and you come from Canada, it's if you haven't been there and seen this, you can't comprehend it. Like, I mean, no matter what you look at in China, there are thousands, millions of people doing it, okay? And that's the part that is just incomprehensible to most people over here when we talk about this. So, we could have as many tourists.
I don't even try to stress the numbers. But believe me, the reason I'm here today, I think they're coming.
Yeah.
And I think there are things that Campbell River can do that would be attractive to them, that we haven't done already. And they will make a difference in our economy.
Andy, you've got a question.
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to do some makeups in Hong Kong, but appreciated there aren't Rotary clubs in mainland China except in some of the special zones where they've allowed some. Is there an opportunity for Rotary to reach out and
China only has 2 Rotary clubs. One in Hong Kong, which is part of China, and one in Shanghai. The Shanghai club I went to, it's at because I still go to China every summer and work there. And the Rotary Club in Shanghai is on the 54th floor of the Hilton. And the Sergeant at Arms went around and fines, and when he came back, he had something like $3,000 just on his Sergeant at Arms duty. So it's kind of a show thing, you know. They're all expatriates. They're all expatriates because Chinese are not allowed to belong to Rotary. They mustn't belong to any association which it reflects the taking power away from the government. So they come as guests, but the Rotary clubs in China are both expatriate clubs.
Marlene, did you have a question for us?
Yes, I was just going to ask you, the 2010 was the turning of the tides to Canada. What was the motivating factor that brought that about?
Oh, gee, that's a tough question. I think part of it was Harper, believe it or not. Yeah, he has managed to get them to believe that, that we want to do business. And that there's these political things, the Falun Gong and that, is not quite so important. And if you're prepared to give the Chinese some face and not criticize them, they'll pay you back. You now have what we call guanxi. You have a relationship, and it's like a gift. When a Chinese person gives you a gift, as Isla and I found out, it's not a gift, it's an obligation. And once you accept the gift, you accept that you're going to get, you have to give something back. So if Harper did something that makes China have face, then Harper's going to say you're now an approved designation. That's the kind of way, I think that's what probably happened.
Joe Din, did you have a question?
Just an observation really about the numbers of people. We've gone to Australia fairly regularly for the last 10 or 12 years. Our first time down was 2001, right after the Olympics. So we really fell in love with Melbourne and an area around there, so we've gone back every year for 10, 11 years after that. And when we first went to Melbourne, you would be hard pressed to see any more than a few groups of Japanese people walking around downtown. If you go to Melbourne right now, you look like an Oriental. It's 10 years.
Yeah.
And it really, like we see a lot of Oriental people in Vancouver, downtown Melbourne.
50% of their tourist dollar in Australia is coming from the Chinese.
Yeah.
Think of what that would mean.
10 years, that city has gone from just about very few Orientals.
Gary.
It was just interesting to hear you talk. I'm the board chair of our chamber now for one more day.
Yeah.
Get rid of it tomorrow. But we just had our president, executive director, just go on a Canadian trip over to China. A lot of the comments you're saying, that's why I was interested to see what you say, are very similar to what she said about it. And because of that, we're close to
Yeah, I'm not making the statistics up.
Yeah, no, it's...
You know, the Canadian and the Chinese tourism committees and their statistics are the same.
Yeah.
But you know, 200 million Chinese tourists in North America? Holy cow.
Comments, and that's why we work very closely. There's a very strong multicultural association here, and just for everybody's insight.
Yeah, I've spoken to Ladysmith Chamber, going to be speaking to Victoria Chamber, talked to Chemainus Chamber. The Chamber of Commerce's need to be going to China. So congratulations for your group.
And that's where we're coming up is later this year. We are going to organize a trip to Wickham River businesses to Chamber, to China.
Keith Price?
I know we're out of time, but if anybody would like to talk to Dr. Nicholson some more, he's staying at our house. Please come over and visit us, and you can spend some time with him this evening.
That's my email. I'm very pleased for Rotarians to answer your questions. Even if you've got a trip or you wonder what the opportunities are for your son or daughter, send me an email, okay? And I can't do justice to China in 25 or 30 minutes of Rotary presentation. But thank you very much for your interest.
And on behalf of the Rotary Club here, it's often said that the best programs we have are fellow Rotarians. You certainly proved it again here. So thank you for coming and telling us about that. I think we've all heard how China is going to affect the world. And for me, and I think a lot of us, we have some vague notion that maybe there'll be more people visiting Vancouver, but the numbers you're showing us make it very real of what's coming to Campbell River and to Vancouver Island. I'd just like to add something on a personal note. I visited China once or twice, and you know, we think about all the people and you know what it must be like to travel in these crowded cities. The one impression I have from visiting there, it's the absolute joy you see in people. Families that are on vacation in parks, Beehive Park in Beijing or any other park, just the joy that they have in life. And I think if they bring that joy to us, we'll benefit from that. So thank you.
Thank you on behalf of our club. I would like you and Isla to sign a book that we're going to donate to our Carrie Infant Daycare Center in your behalf and share the joy of races. So.
Kindergarten teacher.
Oh, well, so, thank you very much. And I want to thank your club for your patience in being so attentive, and that's a tribute to the speaker, so thank you. Oh, no problem. Attendance, please.
79%.
Well done, Janet. Oh, that's why you guys stuck around. It's the card draw today. Where are we at? $1,200?
$1,200.
How many cards in the deck?
7.
Including the
Ace of Hearts.
including the Ace of Hearts.
For sure. Not up my sleeve.
So, Isla, if I could ask you to draw a lucky number and make somebody in this room very, very happy. Let's go lucky number 937. Hey, Jimmy, come on up there and make that Ace of Hearts.
Might need an arm guard.
Good luck to you, Jim.
How many start writing a check already?
You think that's in there?
No, it's got to be in there somewhere.
Only.
Come on, buddy.
Come on, Jimmy.
Got him deep, Jim. You know that.
Show me the ace, I
All right.
gotta see it.
I just showed it. You gotta cut him deeper, Jim. You're an old poker player. You cut him deep. And the lucky bottle of wine this week goes to 915. All right, David, come get that at the end of the meeting. Okay, greeters for next week, Bob Harris, Ian Hay, and Ron. It's going to be another great show. Before you go, it's on Leslie Hayes is going to give a talk on multi-entrepreneurship. And I've got a little Rotary thought for this week, and I got this anonymously from the internet. And it was Bruce Bakey in our Pioneer Dinner reminded me of this. We all enjoy a legacy created by someone. We didn't plant the apple seed, nor did we nurture that apple tree, but we are enjoying the fruits of someone else's labor. From timeless wisdom to modern technology, everything that we enjoy and benefit is someone else's legacy. If we have the right to enjoy these legacies, then we also have the responsibility to create and leave a legacy. There are no rights without responsibilities. It is up to us to live up to the legacy that was left for us and to leave a legacy for those who come after us. So with that Rotary thought, have a great week and Tracy Rotary dreams. That's going to be